Can you tell that I'm craving pizza? Don't die on me yet. The stream just started, my dude.
Yeah, I was just drinking water when this started playing.
Good evening, my darling batlings. Ignore what, any pings you might have gotten say. They are fake news put out by an imposter. That also just happens to be me.
Also,
we are not
you're
playing
an
Devil May
imposter.
Cry tonight. We are playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
That never happened.
Yes, that never happened. Take it to heart. That's going to be a thing that I'm going to have to say from now on, thanks to the RZ YouTube poop mod. And I'm hoping we get a certain Cloud Sato viewing sometime tonight, because we're starting off with Momiji's 1 level in this game. I know Cloud has very much claimed Momiji as their own.
Yeah, Cloud, I know, is still currently streaming, but
Yes, but they said they'll be lurking in chat. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. If you're lurking, if you're here, Cloud, welcome. We love you.
Anywho's it. Let's get on over here.
Good for $99.99 a month.
I mean, that's on sale. It's usually a lot more expensive than that.
Oh shit!
They're doing a Valentine's Day sale that lasts until the 25th.
Ah. I don't really care too much for Valentine's Day anymore. It's just not a big deal to me anymore. I prefer
It shouldn't
to
be in the
celebrate-
first place. It's an entirely commercial holiday.
Yeah. No, I prefer to celebrate Singles Awareness Day.
I'm not even all about that. I'm like, I just want to get the candy half price off the next day.
Hey, as long as it's chocolate, I don't care.
It's one of the few times I can get Peeps for a reasonable price.
You actually like Peeps?
Yes, I do.
I never cared for those things. I tried them. They're disgusting to me.
Anywho's it, let's enter into the Shrine Maiden's battle. Genshin descends upon Hayabusa village once again, his Black Spider clan crushing its brave young ninja. Faced with the devastation of her village, Momiji, the Dragon Shrine Maiden, resolves to free a young boy the enemy has taken prisoner. High above the unearthly glow of Sky City, Tokyo, the Shrine Maiden confronts a horde of evil ninja alone.
Henshin.
Not Henshin, Genshin.
Oh, like Genshin Impact. Gotcha.
Yes.
Oh, it's a big one.
Yep. That is a Tengu, which is a creature in Japanese folklore. It's a kind of goblin, basically.
Yeah.
Even the mice are ninja here. No doubt the dragon ninja will take this bait.
Meanwhile,
Back in town. Or
what's left of town?
Is that Momiji?
That's Momiji. I don't know much about Momiji. I never played the game that she debuted and has the most story relevance in, because it was a DS game I was unaware of when it came out, and it's a bitch to emulate because it required you to hold the DS like horizontally, like you were reading a book, and almost everything was touch controlled to my understanding. And trying to play touch controlled DS anything with a mouse is a pain in the ass.
Well, I will say this, Cloud's got good taste.
Yes. From what I understand, basically she's related to the Shrine Maiden that died in the beginning of Ninja Gaiden 1, and she is sort of an apprentice to Ryu.
Ah.
And as you can see, she doesn't fight with a sword, she fights with, what is that, Naginata? I don't know my ancient Japanese weaponry. Not even ancient, just more feudal.
Yeah.
Naginata, yes, says Kier.
Hey, Kier.
How you doing, Kier? Are you sad to hear that Season 2 is over? After only one episode? Oh yeah, she's the only character that can double jump, I think. Not that there's much platforming in Ninja Gaiden 2. Hello, wait, what about Season 2? Yeah, Season 2 is canceled. Season 2 of Moist Critical, like I told you. After only one episode, which is the one that I showed you last night, Charlie has come back to playing Charlie. He's no longer played by T-Pain. And he explained that, like, the Season 2 thing it didn't have anything to do with him going on vacation, because he wasn't going on vacation. He doesn't know where that came from. It was just like a joke he and his friends came up with about, like, what if after 18 years of doing videos every day with no breaks, you just announced that all of the past 18 years was Season 1 of your channel? And that for Season 2, you're recasting everybody.
That's no good.
And the reason it was only one episode was because they really did plan on keeping the gag going for a while, just to see how long they could get away with it for. But T-Pain got too busy, and the California wildfires threw everything off. There is another video that T-Pain recorded for Season 2, but Charlie is choosing not to release it, so there can basically be Season 2 lost media. And then he'll just, like, release it as a lost episode someday, like with SpongeBob. Like, the lost episode is just something absolutely normal and not, like, some big event. He also said that he wanted to get Matt Mercer to play Matt. But Matt Mercer initially agreed to it, but California wildfires threw that off. So then he tried to get the actual Blue Man Group to be part of the video playing Matt. And they were up for it, it's just they weren't available on the day they had already scheduled for shooting. That Charlie had already scheduled to shoot the whole thing. So, option 3 was to have Matt play an aspiring Blue Man Group member playing Matt. So it's just Matt playing himself with extra steps, and that's the gag.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know all these people either. I just know that, like, Critical, you know, Moist Critical, Charlie, Penguin Z0, he goes by many names, announced a video called Goodbye And it was where he announced season 2 of his channel and announced, like, the cast of season 2. It included his friend Matt, dressed as a really shitty Blue Man Group cosplay, who was going to play Matt.
Oh, jeez.
And Iron Mouse playing Chelsea.
Oh, God.
And T-Pain was playing Charlie, the guy that, you know, whose channel it is.
Yeah.
And he recorded one video of him doing Charlie's usual shtick. And then today he announced that season 2 is canceled. And explained, all the behind-the-scenes stuff behind making the video.
Ah, jeez.
Like, he thought about, like, you know, waiting it out and seeing, what else they could do with the limitations they were given, but then he thought it would be funnier to have this big announcement the day before for Season 2, and then just have Season 2 only be one episode, and then never acknowledge it again.
Oh, jeez. That would be ought to be.
Okay. Ah, the bats are back. I get the feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of them. I say that, I've beaten this game already, so I do know that. Bro, this sounds like some shit I would come up with while high. Or, like, that's the power of Charlie. He's just like this when he's not high. Okay, I was about to say, are we going into the sewers? No, we're just back in Sky City, Tokyo. I mean, we were in Sky City, Tokyo to begin with, but, like, I see what they're doing. They're reusing some assets from the first level, but recontextualized. I like it when developers are able to do that kind of thing for alternate scenarios.
I'm back.
Well, X card on you.
What? What'd I do?
You burped.
Excuse me, princess.
Yes, that is what I am saying.
Ari, who are you talking to?
The question is, who's Ari?
The question is, what is a phenomena?
The question is, who cares? Hey, Cloud! Showed up in time for Momiji's one level in this game, which I'm happy you were able to see this. Glad to see you back at streaming now that you're able to. And might I say, you know, comment I made the other night about Cloud has a tan aside, because that was like the first thing that popped into my head and I was tired. Your new model looks so expressive and pretty. I don't have much to say about, like, Momiji's contributions to the story in Sigma 2 and 2 Black because I'm not familiar with Momiji as a character. I don't know Dead or Alive stuff. Technically, she's a Ninja Gaiden original, but still. Like, all I can think of whenever Momiji comes up, not to, you know, diss the character, is something that Matt McMuscles said in his, What Happened on, Ninja Gaiden 3, where one of the selling points of, Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge was that you could play as Momiji in some levels. And his response to that was, "Don't worry, Momiji. Your Momiji is all that Momiji's." Once again, that's the man, the myth, the legend, Galley Banish Gregman, as the voice of Muramasa in this installment. Also known as Paul Lighting.
Meh.
You know, his most famous role, Galley Banish Gregman from Evil Zone. People don't know him for any other roles, especially not any connected to Metal Gear and or Ben 10.
Or Transformers.
Yes. To be fair, I didn't know he was in Transformers. I've seen the 86 movie.
Yeah. He does such a good
Just
job.
not a
I could
voice
not
that
tell.
I'm used to hearing from him.
It's funny because the fact is, like, I hear his natural speaking voice, and then I hear, you know, I hear Perceptor, and I'm like, wait a second, what?
What's Ben 10? It's mid. If Ben 10's so great, why is there no Ben 11?
I mean, that's why we have Kevin 11.
Yes, but that's not Ben 11. Also, his name's a misnomer because he doesn't have 11 forms. He's just a shapeshifter. Or, like, copier, or whatever you want to call it.
Who, Kevin?
Yes.
You know, the only reason why he called himself Kevin 11 is because he had the abilities of 10 other aliens plus his own. That was his reasoning.
He had the
Nothing
abilities,
was good.
but he doesn't have 11 other forms.
Yeah.
He doesn't have,
that was
like,
the thing,
11
that-
forms. Ben 10 had,
Right.
at the beginning, 10 forms.
Yep. Yeah, he's an absorbing man.
I have to be very careful with my jokes about him because he's a child.
Well, it depends on which version of Kevin and
They're
Ben
all
you're talking
children. Even in Alien Force, they're teenagers.
about. Kevin, I think, I think by the time of, what is it, Omniverse, I think Kevin is actually over 18 by that point.
I wouldn't know. I didn't watch Omniverse. I wasn't watching Cartoon
Yeah.
Network apart from Adult Swim at that point.
That's fair.
Plus, I was in college.
Well, then again,
I was busy failing college, rather than watching most of that era of Cartoon Network.
that's fair.
Not Ben 10,000. He's like 40. Yes, but isn't that like alternate future timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly bullshit?
Yeah, that's more so like potential future versions of Ben, basically. It's weird. Apparently, every time he fucking interacts with his past self, Ben 10,000's present changes. So
Exactly what time travel says should happen.
yep,
So it's not weird at all.
yep.
It's not like Dragon Ball Z time travel, where each thing that where like you can travel to the same past, but every time you travel to that past, you create an alternate future, but you can only travel to the future that you came from. But those are not considered parallel universes, because universes are considered a separate thing in Dragon Ball lore. Those are alternate timelines.
Yep.
Basically, Ben 10 has done irreparable damage to the timeline, and the Supreme Kai of Time would be more pissed at him than she is at Trunks.
I expected the Dragon Ninja, but we've caught a Shrine Maiden instead.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's, why am I forgetting his name? John DiMaggio.
Come alone. Your recklessness will cost you. Careful!
It might be.
It sounds like him. He did a lot of voice acting for Japanese games at this point. He still does it today.
That's true.
It also just might be Paul Lighting.
Fight.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the voice cast apart from the ones that I already knew.
Yeah.
Can you tell that I'm not good at playing as Momiji? Because she plays very differently from Ryu. Also, this is easier than how it was at launch, because like the first big patch they did, one of the many adjustments they made to the difficulty was making Momiji's attacks actually do damage that's worth a fuck. Because she was like really weak towards at launch. Like, weaker than she should have been. And it just made it a pain to fight, especially these bosses. There was a future episode where he got arrested for it. Okay, so I'm not the only one that was thinking that. The creators thought of it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can we talk about how the latest Dragon Ball Daima episode apparently confirms how whipped Vegeta is in the best way? Considering that, like, I don't know the context, I haven't watched Daima, but, like, he's fighting against current Big Bad and not standing a chance, and he refuses to let Goku take the win. Yeah, and Bulma steps in, and she's like, Vegeta, if you don't get your head out of your ass and let Goku fight and actually save the day, then I'll never take a bath with you again. And that instantly gets him to back down.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's Bulma, especially, you know, prime MILF era Bulma. So, you know, I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah.
Even though I'm more of a fan of... I've recently come around to Videl as one of my favorites. I slept on Videl for way too long. Videl's great.
Let's see.
But still, my favorite is gotta be Android 21 / Volmi. Whatever version you want to call her.
Android 21 is the like the one that like her like she has a tail, doesn't she? Like she looks almost like
in one of her forms, yes. She has a human form and she has that form, which is like her combat form. It's where she looks like a Majin and she has a tail and she turns people into food like she's a Majin, but she's not a Majin. I'll take either or. They're both equally great. Even though the Majin form... Well, I say Majin even though it's not really a Majin, just for the sake of differentiating the two. The Majin form is absolutely the kind that will kill you in your sleep. Just for the lulz. But I still would. I would take that risk.
Same.
Not because she's mad at you or anything. She wouldn't do it for that. She'd do it just because I'm bored and it's funny. Like,
Yeah.
I did it I ironically Black Widowed my husband. It was a joke, officer. Don't you understand comedy? You like Chi-Chi still kinda too? Yeah, Chi-Chi gets a lot of undue hate, mostly due to the anime playing up a lot of her more like negative traits.
Momiji? Is that you?
Get ready to see the luckiest kid in Ninja Gaiden.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Momiji.
I bet Cloud wishes they were that kid right now.
Probably.
It's okay. Everyone is worried about you. Let's go home. Until the day you become a true ninja, I will always watch over you. Promise.
JKR and Ari, big question. One day want to do an experiment where we test food smoked in different types of wood? Hell yes.
Oh, of course.
Also, Muramasa can fight. Even though he's over 100 years old. He can fight and he can sneak up on people for the stealth kill. Anyway, back in town. Back with Ryu. We're heading to definitely not Venice. To encounter our next greater fiend, the ruler of storms, Volf. Can you guess what kind of form Volf takes based on his name?
A wolf.
Yes. Not just any wolf. I believe he's also voiced by Paul Lighting. If I remember correctly. Or maybe it's someone else, I don't know.
Yeah.
There he is! A four-armed wolf!
Oh, jeez.
This bores me. So fragile, the lot of them. So weak. I cannot stand another minute of this tedium.
I get the feeling Volf is a character you would like to voice in Ninja Gaiden 2.
You will bring before me,
Oh, hell yeah.
worthy of I, Volf, greater fiend and ruler of storm.
Also, he fights with a scythe.
And you
Oh, nice.
And you get that scythe after you beat him.
Oh, wow. He kind of reminds me of Megatron almost.
That's why I thought you would want to play him if, for whatever reason, we ever did some sort of dub of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that guy could have lived if he threatened to not give belly rubs. Like, Volf's whole thing is, like, he's not even concerned with the resurrection of the Archfiend. He just wants a good fight. Like, not necessarily someone to kill, because that's just having people to murderize is boring. Like, he wants someone that's gonna give him a challenge.
Yeah.
That'll make him actually have to try. That's why I saw that. I was like, that's Megatron vibes. Like, Gladiator Megatron vibes. And JKR is gonna love this guy. You know, it's true about the belly rubs thing? Yes. There's nothing more threatening to a doggo than withholding belly rubs and or treats. I should know, I recorded a video of me asking Olive if she wanted a treat, and then I played it for my mom, and she heard me saying, "Do you want a treat, Olive?" from the video, and thought that she was getting another treat, not 10 minutes after she just had a treat, and got all fussy when she didn't get a treat.
Oh, jeez. Also, speaking of dogs, apparently Hero Forge has just updated their selection again to introduce Irish Wolfhounds.
Ooh, nice.
It's been a long time since I've actually had an Irish Wolfhound. Fun fact, I actually used to have, my family used to have like 2 Irish Wolfhounds when I was a little kid.
Ooh, nice. I'm not all that familiar with Irish Wolfhounds, just because I've never been around them.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with them much either, just the fact is that it's been, you know, almost over 20 years since I've actually been near Irish Wolfhounds, so I would not be able to tell you. I just know that they were, you know, from my mom's word, they were great dogs.
You know what else is a great dog? Olive.
Yeah. She's that good
And Widget.
girl. Yeah.
Oh, you can't your own baby.
I love Widget, do not get me wrong. I'm just saying, she can be a brat, but I still love her.
Yeah, and Olive can be a brat, too.
Fair. Just for some reason, I just think Olive is more behaved than Widget. But I
Not
guess
really.
that's,
Not really. You saw how she would just do the danger bork at you if you so much as moved until she got to sniff you all over.
Yep.
And even
That is
then,
fair.
after you got up, she went right back to alert mode.
Yep.
Just now realizing how smart the enemy AI is here compared to Ninja Gaiden 1. They really made some steps up. They will not just sit back and let you charge your ultimate. Once I sit down, dogs just run to me. Remember the stories that rich people place? At that rich people place, how one lady with 9 dogs would run to get petted by me. Even some of the aggressive dogs rush to get petted by me. That's because you're naturally lovable and huggable, Kier. I say without even having met you in person. That's just... I just know you are. You miss those dogs? I miss my wife, Tails. I miss her a lot. I'll be back.
Oh.
Oh, time to get my favorite weapons, the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang. They're dual katanas.
Ooh, nice.
Leonardo approves. I'm not using them right now because I want to upgrade them at least once before I start using them, so they're not woefully behind the Dragon Sword.
That's fair.
But they're good at racking up combos. Holy shit, it just occurred to me that the fact that you get the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang in this stage of all of them is a very elaborate pun. Would you like to know what it is? It has nothing to do with, like, the name of the weapon. It's more so about dual-wielding swords.
Okay.
So, this stage is obviously set in Venice, right?
Yeah.
In sword combat, dual-wielding swords of the same type is called Venetian-style swordplay.
Okay.
Venetian refers to Venice.
God damn it. God damn it.
That's a genius pun right there. I hate you're fighting my kind, but they strayed away from the true path of power and honor. It can't be helped. Technically, these are not werewolves in the traditional sense. They are not, like... They're not, creatures of the forest that are, hunted by mankind. These are fiends that take the form of wolves that are built like big, beefy men. Fiends in, Ninja Gaiden lore are basically like demons, but like a divergent evolution from humanity. And they take many forms that are all mostly hideous to look at. So technically I'm not killing your kind. These are they're different. They just happen to look like werewolves. Cousins then, like 25th removed. Yes, exactly. Just don't try to breed with them. You've seen how many fiends have tentacles. You're also part shapeshifter, so in a way, distant cousin, still your comment stands. Yes. We'll go with that. You could become one of them? Yes, you could become one of them. But the question is, why would you want to when they go down, when they're slain so easily? I would say by a mere mortal, but it's already been established that Ryu's not your average human warrior. He's, descended from the dragon lineage, which is descended from, the same lineage as the fiends. So basically what I'm saying about, our fiend lord here is, you're not dealing with the average human warrior. I kind of want to see, like, Krillin or Yamcha use that on Frieza next time they meet. And Frieza be like, oh my god! Because of how many fucking times Vegeta gave the "you're not dealing with the average Saiyan warrior" speech. Plus, he's already fought humans, and just to see that humans can get that strong to where they actually pose a threat to him. Yeah, got me from off screen. The swine. I could go for some pork. Not to say that these guys taste like pork. They very much don't look like they do. Pork usually doesn't, you know, give off a green fluid. If your pork is giving off a green fluid, then that probably means your pork is either radioactive, demonic, or both.
Now it's radioactive. That can't be good.
Earlier I was wanting pizza, now I want pork. And all I've got is a supply of Impossible Burgers. And, well, I've got pizza, I just haven't cooked it. And sadly, it did not come in a box, so I can't say that I can put it in a box. Pizza with sausage? You know, I've never had sausage on pizza before. I haven't experimented much with meats on pizza beyond. I had a barbecued chicken pizza once. That was good. Like pieces of shredded chicken on it with like a drizzle of barbecue sauce across the pizza in addition to the tomato sauce that the pizza already had baked into it.
Was it good?
Yes, it was good. I only had it the one time because it was at a place that wasn't a chain, and it was right outside the convention center for Animazement. I don't know if that place is still there. I think it closed.
Ah, didn't survive the pandemic?
I have no idea. I don't know when it closed. I just think that it closed a while ago.
Oh.
You want to pop my pizza cherry with consent, same for JKR, but do you know the rules? I mean, consent is always important when popping anyone's cherry. It's a good thing you specified pizza cherry.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think cherries would go good on pizza. I don't think most fruits would go well with pizza. It would be a disaster on par with that time in Digimon Frontier when they were in the Burgermon village and Koji and Takuya got into like a competition about trying to make the most delicious burger. And Koji, you know, battle tactician that he is, obviously not equipped for the culinary arts, decided that the best combination of ingredients would be to make a burger topped with 7 types of fruit.
Oh, jeez.
Tomatoes is a fruit. Tomatoes doesn't count, okay? Because that's a key ingredient in the pizza already. I'm talking about stuff like apples or oranges or, like I mentioned, cherries. Like, if it's already a key ingredient of the pizza in some form, then it doesn't count as not being as, like, a fruit that I would consider not compatible with the pizza. Yes, you are technically correct. The best kind of correct. Also, did you know that corn is a fruit?
Wait, what?
Yeah, corn is a fruit, depending on who you ask and how stupid they are.
Okay, you had me worried there for a second. Oh god. You seriously had me worried there for a second. I was about to start questioning everything.
According to Google's AI answers, corn is a fruit, and when has Google's AI answers ever been wrong?
Right. Like, it's stupid because the fact is, like, I remember just recently I was looking something up on Google because I was just curious to see whether or not the AI actually thought rock apes were a real thing. And it says, oh, no, rock apes were never a real thing. They were just orangutans that the Vietnam troops, the Vietnam veterans, thought were bigger. And I'm like, no. Just no.
The hell is a rock ape?
Basically,
I've never heard of a rock ape before. Is this a setup for some sort of D's Nuts joke?
No, this is actually a real thing. If you look it up, I mean, this is apparently
is a rock ape a gorilla that someone's trained to play the drums to the tune of In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins, like in that one commercial for, I think it was like Cadbury's or something?
No.
Is that a rock ape?
No. Well, it might be a rock ape, but not the rock ape that I'm referring to. Basically, a rock ape is a Vietnamese Bigfoot. And apparently, it's only been given that name because apparently what happened was during the Vietnam War, U.S. soldiers came across what they thought were just like regular animals. But
they weren't the average animal.
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn it! What is this whole planet infested with monkeys?
Basically, what happened was the U.S. troops decided it would be a good idea to throw rocks at the apes because they thought, oh, they're bothering us, and we've got an enemy to fight. We need to get these animals away from us, leave us alone. Yeah. And that basically just caused them to get really pissed off and basically throw the rocks back at them. Yeah. Bright idea. And apparently, they're like native creatures to the Vietnam jungle. The only reason, and they're like usually creatures that dwell deep in the jungle, and you rarely ever see them.
But do they have any sleeping lions in that jungle?
I don't know.
Because from what I heard, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
Yes, I got your joke before you even told the punchline.
Well, I still had to tell the punchline.
I know you did.
There's no joke without a punchline.
Yeah, but basically, this thing is like one of those things where it's like people even claim that it's like, oh no, they were gibbons or orangutans, and I'm like, nah, that sounds more like actual, like
I don't think orangutans even live in Vietnam, do they?
I don't know. I really don't.
No, they live in Borneo.
No, that was the thing. It was like they said it was like, oh, it could have been like a native species, subspecies of orangutan or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, no. It sounds like what you're dealing with is a Bigfoot.
Nah, it sounds like what they're dealing with is just a very lost Saiyan. If you want to traumatize Frieza, take him to the zoo. Take him to the monkey exhibit.
The funny thing is, these troops actually said that they that there was more than just one rock ape. Like they basically encountered an entire troop of them.
So what you're saying is there's
native-
many reasons why we lost the Vietnam War, not the least of which being that we couldn't even defeat some monkeys.
Pretty much. I still stand by the idea that we never really should have been in that war in the first place, but you know, that's just my opinion. I'm sticking to it, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Force Frieza to play Hello Kitty or something cute. I mean, you've seen what he was subjected to while he was in hell, right? At the beginning of Resurrection F, before he gets Resurrection F'd. For those that haven't seen Resurrection F, while Frieza was in hell, he was tied up in a little silk cocoon with just his head poking out, and day and night he had to watch and listen to little parades of cute little living stuffed animals playing their cute little instruments.
Oh boy, that does sound like hell.
Specifically, he refers to it as Earth's hell, which implies that each planet in the Dragon Ball universe has its own hell, and that he only went to Earth's hell because he died on Earth, not because he's from Earth. Which also retcons GT out of existence because its depiction of retcons GT and a lot of the movies out of existence, and also the Otherworld saga out of existence. Aside from the fact that they were non-canon, mostly to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dubiously canon, but its depiction of hell is very different from the hell that we saw in like old school, like Toei produced and Dragon Ball original stuff, as opposed to stuff that Toriyama actually worked on. Because, you know, Toriyama, being the lover of comedy that he was, would definitely design hell to be like, oh, the hell for the most evil tyrant in space history is just being surrounded by cute, adorable little creatures and not being able to do anything to harm them.
Oh, jeez.
You wish you could have one of the cute animals be your friend? I mean, I guess that's a good reason to commit enough horrific sins to get sent to hell. I don't know. I'm not King Yema. I don't judge whether people go to heaven or hell.
Let's see. I didn't notice what color Volf's scythe was.
He hasn't used it yet. That's why he didn't have it in that cutscene. But it's like those are just like growths coming out of his back.
Oh, okay.
Like bone growths coming out of his back.
I see.
The scythe, I believe, is like mostly made of bone, so it would be like an off-white color.
I getcha.
BRB gonna destroy like 5 universes, maybe 6 for good measure. Playing the long con just to get the best hell. Watch it be like, oh, they knew that you were going to try and get that specific punishment, so instead your hell punishment is that you have to work retail at a busy mall for the rest of eternity, and you never get a break, and you never get lunch, and the store never closes.
Oh, shit.
And you can't even get a proper bathroom break because the toilet's always clogged. That's some easy mode because I done shit like that. Yeah, but having to do that for the rest of eternity. And there's always some, like, middle-aged white woman wanting to speak to the manager over something that's her fault. But the manager's not around because the manager's on break.
So the
Not like
manager
I'm
gets to
speaking
be
from
on break.
not like I'm speaking from experience or anything. Oh, and it's double coupon day, and everyone always brings in nothing but expired coupons.
Jeez.
After having you ring up, like, $300 worth of stuff.
God.
Also, you are the manager? Not in this case, you're not. They're constantly like, if you work hard enough, you can get promoted to manager, but then they always come up with an excuse to not give you a promotion. They're like, promotion? What for?
And they just demote you to scrub monkey 3rd class and tell you to go mob up the dungeon.
Nah, they wouldn't be able to get away with Scrub Monkey 3rd class because Kier's black. Sorry, that was a horrible joke. I've just got no filter these past couple nights. This being trapped with my boomer mother who doesn't understand why people hate boomers so much. And is, like, genuinely distraught about how the boomer generation is fucked up so much, but also doesn't want to admit that every problem that we face right now is the problem of the boomer generation, is the fault of the boomer generation. Like, being stuck with that for most of the week has just left me with no fucks left to give for the rest of the week. You're crying, laughing, choking, laughing. Don't choke yet, Kier. I'm not going any further with that. I'm just gonna leave that ambiguous.
And Coffee Pot ships us. He should really.
Hey, we
be
could always
shipping
be
you
a
and
throuple.
Kier.
We could always be a throuple.
Nope. I'm not going in. I'm not gonna be part of this. I'm not gonna be part of this ship.
So basically what I'm saying is this is slowly turning into a harem anime, but we haven't decided who the protagonist is. The answer is none of us are the protagonist. This is all just a sick game.
Yep.
It's like school
Hi,
days.
Coffee
There's
Pod.
no good... It's like school days. There's no correct answer because you're fucked from the start. And not in the fun way. Well, yes, in the fun way, but also very much not in the fun way.
Happiness is always so much.
That...
Give when you
Jesus,
can.
Robotnik
Also,
Claus,
the
you're
ears
really...
black thing
You're
got
having
my
a
crying,
stutter there,
laughing
but
like
thank
I
you
legit
for,
could not breathe.
Thank you for the donation, Kier.
Yes, thank you.
Robotnik Claus, I think he was just,
Based on the misery.
he's still going. You gonna finish that, Robotnik?
Probably not.
Sorry, I think he was just having a minor stroke there for a second.
Oh, definitely, Kier. I
Yes,
deeply
give when you
appreciate it.
can, because it's going to when we do these fundraising events, we're doing them for good causes.
Exactly.
Where we know for sure that's going towards who they say it's going towards.
Mm-hmm.
It finished
No,
on
I
stream
would
a
not
while
be-
ago. On my end, like, like
It was still going.
the audio was like pausing and unpausing every few seconds, and then he didn't even finish the whole quote. Also, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we just picked up a blunderbuss. Jesus!
Oh, fuck.
But what's even better is I was
one-
talking about Koji from Digimon Frontier earlier, and this weapon's called the Howling Cannon. I feel like that's what a steampunk Lobomon would have instead of Howling Laser.
Yes.
No. You know what this is, Kier? This is one of those rifles that I showed you that you got like really hyperfixated on that dragoons used in medieval war, in like feudal warfare. It's a literal hand cannon. I still want to see, like, an action game or a shooter where one of the weapons, even as a joke, is a punt gun. If you don't know what a punt gun is, it's basically, imagine a gigantic, like, 5-foot-long shotgun that you mount on a boat, and it's used for hunting ducks.
Oh, jeez.
But, like, I want to see it in, like, an action shootery type game where instead of mounting it on a boat, you just use it handheld. You could also make it so it doesn't work on stairs. I mean, technically it'll work on stairs if by work on stairs you mean you're shooting at the stairs. Technically anything works on stairs as long as the stairs are your target. Oh god, the fish are back!
Oh, no.
I'm getting PTSD from seeing these fuckers. This is not Piranha 3 Double D. There's not enough half-naked women around here for that. There will be once we come across, you know, any of the women in this game, but there's none here. My brother in... I was gonna say my brother in Christ, but I guess the correct answer would be, like... No, not my brother in Neptune. Slash Poseidon. My brother in Triton? Because wasn't Triton the son of Poseidon?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't remember my Greek mythology. I haven't played enough God of War recently. And I don't mean Dad of Boy. I mean, I say Dad of Boy as if new God of War is bad. No, it's in many ways better than old school God of War. Also, sad news about old school God of War. As of late last year, they've finally taken down the secret phone numbers from the original God of War game. You can no longer call them.
Oh.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, because you either haven't beaten / played the original God of War, or you didn't invest the insane amount of time into unlocking those secret phone numbers, which I invested the insane amount of time into unlocking one of them. The other one I wasn't about to. Like, there were 2 secret phone numbers that you could unlock. One, by beating the game on the hardest difficulty, which, given that old school God of War is the bullshit, well, God of War 1 especially is the bullshit kind of hard. Like, very poorly designed, in my opinion. There's a reason David Jaffe's not in game design anymore. But the other one was at the very last room of the game, which looks like it's just a playable area for the sake of, you know, just having it there, and it looks like it doesn't have anything you can really do in it besides trigger the final cutscene. It's like the throne room of the gods of Mount Olympus. And you see these statues, 2 statues, on either side of the throne room. There's no indication that you can break them, because you attack them and you don't even see them chip or anything like that. But,
Yeah.
depending on how long you're willing to spend attacking both of the statues until they break, with no visual indicator that they're even close to breaking, which can take upwards of 15 minutes if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're not using the fastest and hardest hitting combos, you unlock another phone number. And you don't know it's a phone number at first. It's just the screen flashes black and some numbers appear on screen. If you called the phone number for beating the game on the hardest difficulty, you got a congratulations message from Kratos for completing the game on the hardest difficulty. And if you called the second number for breaking both of the statues, Kratos starts off giving his congratulations speech for finding the secret, but then he gets interrupted by God of War creator/director David Jaffe, trying to congratulate you, and Kratos is like, "Who the fuck are you? Why are you interrupting me?" And then he kills David Jaffe while you're listening to their banter go on over the phone.
Oh, jeez.
He even says at one point, "If I kill you, I will get health orbs." But yeah, both of those phone numbers, they have been up since like 2004. And they were shut down after 20 years late last year.
Oh, boy.
And that makes me so sad. That was such a cool Easter egg. It's been, like, the calls have been archived on YouTube. But there's no way to, like, access them yourself anymore. And that sucks. Because now it's like these are Easter eggs that you just can't interact with anymore. That's the problem with having any aspect of your game tied to a toll-free number. Who Framed Roger Rabbit for NES had that problem as well, where to progress through part of the game, you had to find a in-game phone number, but there's no in-game phone calling mechanic. Like, you're supposed to call Jessica Rabbit to find out where to go next.
Oh, jeez.
And what you were supposed to do was not use any of the phones in the game. You were supposed to call the phone number in real life, and you would get a pre-recorded message from Jessica Rabbit telling you how to progress through the game. In the brief period that it was archived by, that's more modern incarnation was archived by the Angry Video Game Nerd, it's now completely offline. All of the old 1-900 numbers are offline, permanently. But when the Angry Video Game Nerd tried to call it in one of his old videos, he found it was turned into a phone sex hotline.
Oh, jeez.
Which, you know, fitting for Jessica Rabbit's phone number.
Yeah.
But also potentially traumatizing to any child that's playing Who Framed Roger Rabbit on NES in the late 2000s, early 2010s, who decides to try and call the number to figure out where to go next.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Shadow Dragon showed up just in time for the Water Dragon fight. We had a Fire Dragon last time, now we got a Water Dragon. This will also be the first time I've fought this on hard mode, and also the first time I've fought it post-patch. So let's see how this goes. I remember this fight not being particularly hard, just time-consuming.
Yeah.
Because you're stuck on this platform the whole time, whereas in the original Ninja Gaiden 2, since this is based on Sigma as its like base game and then modified from there, in the original Ninja Gaiden 2, you were like able to move all around the arena, but it was also harder to move around the arena because you had to keep rapidly tapping the jump button to run across the water. I probably shouldn't be using the cannon for this. That's gonna be too slow. Cannon's just too slow in general for this game.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Okay, I'll hydrate.
It seemed like a fitting time to hydrate.
I mean, it is the water level. And we're fighting the water dragon. What better time to have some water?
Yep.
Enough with the fish! I'm not a pescatarian. I could never be
I resemble that remark.
I had to explain the you resemble that remark joke to one of my housemates once.
Oh, jeez.
Because he thought I just misspoke. Oh, thank God I have a Talisman of Rebirth here. Or should I say, thank Neptune? Given that I am a Neptunist, canonically. Not the Greek god Neptune. Nah, the patron deity of the station, the nation of, Planeptune from Hyperdimension Neptunia. Which I do intend on streaming, Neptunia Rebirth 1 at, some point. Just, I don't know when. I have to be in the right vibe for Neptunia. It's very overstimulating sometimes, thanks to Neptune's 90s as hell hyperactive personality. Given that she's supposed to represent Sega, that makes sense.
Sega.
Also, related to both Sega and Neptunia, the Sega Neptune, which was famously a canceled Sega console that would have been a 32X and a Genesis all-in-one instead of having you buy the Genesis and then buy the 32X, it's finally coming out.
Yeah.
But only in Brazil.
Coming. Yep, there's the butt.
Because Sega stuff is really popular in Brazil to this day, due to the unique economic situations that Brazil has had for the past nearly 100 years or so. Not 100 years, that's overstating it a little bit, but a long-ass time that's affected their entire video game market since video games became a thing. Well, before video games became a thing. But yeah, Tectoy, the company that originally had and still has the license from Sega to make new console hardware based on their old consoles, is making a Sega Neptune for the Brazilian market. And Sega diehards are trying to actually import Sega Neptunes from Brazil, just so they can say they finally have this mythical canceled Sega console. What's coming out in Brazil? The Sega Neptune. Which is a Sega 32X and a Sega Genesis all in one unit, instead of the 32X being an add-on. It was a canceled console from the 90s that was supposed to be like something to tide people over until the Saturn came out worldwide. But the 32X was already such a failure that Sega decided to just cancel the whole thing. But Tectoy, the Brazilian distributor and manufacturer for Sega products, is manufacturing it for real in the modern day this year. Like, Tectoy is the reason that, the Sega Master System is, to this day, the longest-lasting, console in history, in terms of, like, date manufacture started to, when manufacture ended. Because they're still making Sega Master Systems solely for Brazil, thanks to Tectoy. Because Brazil loves the Sega Master System, because it's one of the few consoles they can afford, because it's one of the few consoles that has a version produced within their own country. They're able to afford tariffs on imported electronics by having them manufactured in Brazil.
Oh.
It's the reason why, similarly, the PlayStation 2 is very popular in Brazil, because, like, even though those were, on the more expensive side in Brazil, you could use them as a DVD player, and you would often buy them from, like, gray market sellers who had already hacked them to play bootleg games that you could find at, like, any Brazilian market, rather than buying the official versions. That's where all those, like, weird hacked versions of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas come from, where it's like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but you're playing as Vegeta or Wolverine.
Oh.
Or like all those Guitar Hero bootlegs where it's like a Guitar Hero Megadeth edition, and it's just a hack of Guitar Hero 2 that adds in very poorly charted new songs.
Oh, jeez.
Brazil's a weird and magical place that I'm afraid to go to. Because I feel like it would be like stepping into an eldritch dimension. I say that not as like a slight against Brazil, because I know I have at least one Brazilian viewer thanks to that one raid I got one time. But I say that as like Brazil is just too powerful for Earth to contain. That's my headcanon for why the Earth Federation, or whatever it's called, flag in Mobile Suit Gundam is just the Brazilian flag, but made to look more sci-fi. Speaking of Sega, I ended up getting into an argument who is a Sonic.exe fan, and he accused me of not researching .exe and said it's actually more mid in any ways. I'm like, that's literally saying it sucks. I mean, kinda, although mid is not so much as like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. It's more of like, it's mediocre in a very not special way. Or at least that's how it should be used. So many people use mid as just a synonym for terrible, when that's not what it's supposed to mean. Although in some ways, being so mediocre that it's not even an interesting kind of bad can be its own special kind of bad. Like, general consensus from people that played the Suicide Squad game, as opposed to people like me who, you know, don't waste money on things they don't like or know they're not gonna like, they were like, this is bad, but not in any, like, interesting way. It's just your average bad live service game. Except it has the Suicide Squad IP slapped on it. And it's part of the Arkhamverse. But also, I agree with you. I'm not discounting your argument that they're making a distinction without a difference. They're still saying it sucks. They just, they're still saying it sucks. They just seem to be unaware that mediocre is not a mark of quality. Like, mediocre is still something you should strive to avoid when you're making something. If you're gonna be bad, at least be an interesting kind of bad, like Ride to Hell Retribution or Sonic 06. Like, there's a reason why The Room is considered a cult classic, but Tommy Wiseau's sitcom that he made post The Room fame, The Neighbors, is not fondly remembered. Because that one's just bad in a not very fun way. And the best kind of bad things are the ones that are bad in the fun way. Where you can just, like, grab some friends, maybe have some various altered state enhancing beverages and or foods and or smokables. Just have a good time just riffing on it. It's the entire reason that MST3K started, and by extension Riff Tracks. I'm gonna be stuck on this dragon for a while, aren't I? This is gonna be my ramen moment for the stream, which I haven't had a ramen moment in a while.
Yeah.
I've been getting too cocky. Watch someone pop into chat and be like, actually, there's an easy way to beat this boss. All you need to do is... And I'll be like, stop, don't you fucking dare. I'm going to bash my head against this brick wall until the brick wall breaks. That's what Dark Souls taught me to do.
That or you could just, sick me or Kier on him and we'll take care of him.
By the way, one of the memes that JKR posted in either my server or another server recently, can't remember which, maybe it was both, he tends to cross-post, made me realize something about my lore-accurate strengths and weaknesses.
And that is?
I can't be killed by a stake to the heart.
Stop driving your nuts on Stream Max.
I heard you the first time. Well, read you the first time, but I imagined it in your voice. Rather than this Aussie voice. If only they had a New Zealand text-to-speech option just to really fuck with people. And be like, what's the difference between Aussie and New Zealand? I'm like, don't ask that to an Aussie or a New Zealander. There is a difference, though. From what I've seen of some famous Aussies and a few New Zealanders that I've encountered either in person or online, the New Zealand accent is a bit more nasally. Like, it's a lot more of a head voice than Australian, which is more of a chest voice. Speaking in vocal coach terms. But yeah, I can't die from a stake to the heart. You know, vampire lore aside, you know why?
Why?
You need a heart in order to be killed by a stake to the heart. And as someone who's mostly machine now...
You ain't got no heart.
Yes. Not in like a heartless from Kingdom Hearts way, but in a literal way.
I'm trying to
You may
find
be
this,
asking, you may be asking, how can you survive, you know, magic aside, how can you survive being only part of your head and your spine? And the answer to that is, it's not magic and it's not science. It's the magic of science. Remember, science is just another word for magic. Depending on who you ask and how educated in science they are. I would also never say that around my friends that studied, like, actual sciences. Because that's very demeaning to their profession.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find this meme you mentioned that I,
It was the one about, like, a stake to the heart kills vampires, but it also kills humans. Most things die from a stake to the heart.
Yeah, I found it. Yeah, it was in Cloud server.
I knew I saw it somewhere. Post it in my server as well. Just so the people in my server can have the context.
Sure, because I apparently forgot to post it there. Don't know why I didn't, but I didn't.
You know what? I'm just gonna pump this bitch full of arrows, because I'm 110% fed. Haha! I had a Talisman of Rebirth I forgot I had. I forgore.
You forgore?
I forgore. I'm gonna pump him full of arrows and or gravity nimpo, because that seems to be doing the trick. Very slowly, but it's doing the trick. Just assuming that he doesn't send out more fish like he did before I got to say, assuming he doesn't send out more fish. I managed to jinx myself just by thinking it, not even getting to say it. God damn. Okay, one hit should do it. There we go. Yeah, just aim and shoot him with arrows like you did and use the flail for the fish. See, that's what someone who's good at Ninja Gaiden 2 Black would do. I'm very much not good at Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. The Ninja Gaiden game I put the most amount of time into, as in the only one I've played extensively, is Ninja Gaiden 1 Black, as I now have to call it, because we have more than one Black now. Chapter 7, The Lycanthrope's Castle. See, they're not werewolves, they're lycanthropes. Different thing, Kier.
They're legally distinct. The best kind of distinct.
You just put a toaster in the water and fry it. No. You need to go full Homer Simpson with it and bring a bug zapper with you and put that in the water. The canals running through the city lead to a giant castle. A once beautiful architectural legacy is now transformed into the lair of the greater fiend, Volf. Volf's iron fist reigns over an army of werewolves. Oh, so they do call them werewolves. I guess I take that back then. Sorry, Kier, I've been well, these ones strayed from the path, as you did say. He is a berserker, as bloodthirsty as a beast, and his never-ending hunger for battle has led him to prepare a fitting arena for a duel to the death with the world's most powerful ninja. Now on Dragon Ball Z. More like Dragon Z Balls, am I right?
Oh.
I just realized if you wanted to put a toaster in the water and you wanted to kill that dragon and you wanted to make sure that it was a powerful enough toaster to do it, just put Zentreya in the water. You've seen her sexy toaster model, remember, Kier? I would say that's Asura's Wrath. I would say that's the Asura's Wrath sound effect with the rocks, but this came out before that. They probably drew from the same stock library. A lot of video games use the same libraries of sound effects, just because they're like cheaply available and it's more efficient and, again, cheap than having to make your own sound effects from scratch. That's why you hear, like, a lot of generic sound effects in the old Doom games that you hear in a lot of later games as well, if you know how to spot them. You'll hear, specifically, you'll hear the fireball sound effect in a ton of old games. JKR want to do a fish fry, says Kier.
Oh, hell yeah. Surprisingly enough, I just had fish for dinner.
That's the stock sounds library is also the reason why there's been a few games that had to be recalled in like the 90s and 2000s and 90s and 2000s for like containing Islamic chants where they're like chanting the Quran and they sampled that as music. It's not because they specifically sought out that specific religious chant to use for music, knowing or not knowing that it's considered a big religious no-no in the Islamic community. It's because that is a stock sample that's included on a sound effects CD that a lot of these studios tend to use. It's like, it's not even like a specific, it's not even like something special to the studios that are making it. You can hear similar things. Like, it's basically just like a world music stock CD that you can still buy to this day. And Nitro Red went into that a bit when he was covering Star Fox Adventures, because he recognized one of the like vocal chants from a stock CD that he had to use in film school for a project.
Oh boy.
Not the Islamic chant, just a different chant, like an African chant. Like, they don't use it because of its specific context. They don't know the context of it. It's just like, oh, track number such and such thing on this sound effects CD fits for the vibe we're going for. And then they find out later that they just committed an international incident.
Oops. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, collision here's a little fucky. I hope that's something they fix in the next patch, assuming we're getting more patches for this. Because the collision there's not as solid as it should be. Either that or I'm just doing it wrong, and it's making me think that there's a collision where it's not supposed to be there. Either way, the collision's wrong there. I shouldn't be able to stand there. But yes, thanks for reminding me, Shadow Dragon. Ninja Gaiden 2, I would say it's the one I've gone back to the least, but I haven't even completed Ninja Gaiden 3. I just remember Ninja Gaiden 2, like its original version, being, like, unfucking relenting in its difficulty. Now I'm just trying to find where that rock that fell was. Because I didn't pay attention to the cutscene. It went that away.
I mean, can't you see where I'm pointing?
You don't have hands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Like, anytime I make the, the joke of you go that-a-way or he went that-a-way, I can't remember which specific Looney Tune it was. It was one of them that involves the dodo. And, like, whoever the protagonist was, I think it was either Porky or Daffy, follows the dodo into, like, this nonsense world. And they're like, did you see where the dodo went? And then the guy they asked says that away, and he pulls out, like, signs and fingers and stuff that are pointing in literally every direction.
I mean, that reminds me of, like, I don't remember the exact episode name, but it was when they were trying to solve the case of Redbeard the pirate. Scooby-Doo and gang had, like, Scooby and Shaggy walked into where apparently they were being chased by ghost pirates, a pair supposed ghost pirates, and they're scared out of their mind. They don't even know where the hell the rest of the gang went. So of course, like, Shaggy's like, oh, where'd they go? And of course, there's a skull on a table right next to them, and he doesn't even, like, he's not even paying attention to the fact that there's a skull there. He just, like, the skull just lights up and says, they went that away. And Shaggy's reaction is like, oh, like, thanks, man. The skull responds like, it's alright. And then they realize that they've been talking to a fucking skull. And they can run off scared shitless.
As Scooby and Shaggy are wont to do. It's either that, being bribed by dog food, or eating comically large sandwiches.
Yep.
Those are their however many states of being.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Scooby and Shaggy are just high all the time.
You see, that's the obvious answer. Which is exactly why I don't believe it. I think there's something more to it. I think they have tapeworms from some bad diner food. And they just don't know it.
Yeah, probably.
And the ditziness of them is the ditziness of them is due to, like, the starvation making them woozy. Now I remember what to do, I think. I probably don't.
You think?
There we go. That's the rock you were talking about. As opposed to Rock the Dwayne Johnson. Oh, God damn it, more fish.
Go fish.
What, do that... Okay, so the ghost fish bleed. That raises several questions about their biology.
Do you bleed? You will.
Meanwhile, if this were Vegeta going back to the Dragon Ball discussions, he would be like, "Do you afraid? Kinda?" See, there's a crystal skull over there. Oh, I know how to get that. I just have to be very careful. Not make a fucky wucky ooh woo. There we go. I'm trying to collect as many of these crystal skulls as I can. Because, like I mentioned before, they give you shop discounts for every, I think it's like 10 you collect. Like, I've got 12 of them now, so I get a 10% shop discount.
Nice.
At least on items. It doesn't count for upgrades. At, the blacksmithing part of the shop.
Oh, great. Now I got the munchies again.
Are you sure you're not the high one?
I don't partake in the devil's lettuce, my dude.
I see, teetotaler. So you're boring. I kid. I don't partake either. Apart from CBD gummies that I use literally just for, like, assisting in my medication.
Yeah.
As opposed to anything recreational. They put me to sleep too much for me to use them, recreationally.
That's fair.
I get called boring for not... I get called boring for not being an alcoholic, and I'm like... I'll enjoy having a somewhat healthier liver than you, considering I've already got fatty liver disease.
Yeah.
But at least I won't have to have my liver removed.
You see, that's my secret, Ari. I'm always hungry.
Are you sure you're not the one with the tapeworm? This is when I realized that JKR was so afflicted with tapeworms that he had become a tapeworm.
Fuck!
I don't know where I'm going with this. I just think tapeworm is an inherently funny thing to say.
Oh, jeez. Why the fuck do I hang out with you?
Because you got nothing better to do at this time of night.
Actually, surprising enough, I do have something better to do. I'm just being lazy.
Oh, so you got better things to do than to hang out with your best friend? That's good to hear.
That's not what I meant, you know it.
Yes, I know, and that's exactly why I'm going to drag this out as much as I can.
Oh, no. Not this shit again.
We've had a surprising lack of Pegatron tonight. Instead, it's just open mouth, insert foot.
I hate you.
He's been inserting so many feet into his mouth that you might think he was a foot fetishist.
Damn it, Ari.
Speaking of worms, I kind of forgot there was a worm boss in the OG Ninja Gaiden 2 that was taken out in Sigma 2 in Black. Yeah, the Death Worm. Because everyone, fans included, agreed that that was the absolute fucking worst boss in the game. And nobody liked it.
Fish fry, 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 fish fry.
I think he wants some barbecue.
Also, Shadow Dragon, the Feedkatron doesn't.
Feedkatron doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well.
Nah. Pegatron, as much as I hate it, makes more sense. That rolls off the tongue better.
Yes.
Don't take that out of context, though.
I can't I'm too out of it tonight to think of a way to take that out of context. But I'm sure someone else will do that job for me.
Namely Shadow Dragon.
Hey, even he apologizes. Hey, Mega Man Burger. I'm doing pretty good considering I stayed up too late last night, as is my wont.
Well, why did you stay up so late last night? Ooh, it's Pile of Bones.
I stayed up too late last night because I am what you call an insomniac. And no, I don't mean the developers of acclaimed classic video game Way of the Warrior, which was not Insomniac, but still. I got confused with Naughty Dog for a second. What was Insomniac's game before Spyro the Dragon? Disruptor, that's what it was.
Huh.
I need to play Disruptor on stream sometime. I've heard it's actually a pretty decent Doom clone, but like it's like interesting as like the first big game that Insomniac made and what eventually led to them deciding to pivot and make Spyro the Dragon instead because Disruptor underperformed. Like, they thought that they were going to be all in on first-person shooters, and it turns out they were just about, like, 10 years ahead of where they would eventually go with Resistance.
See, what we have here, laser germs, is a pack of skull Scorpios.
Scorpions.
That actually sounds better than skull Scorpios.
Yes, Scorpion is also the name of the first, one of the early bosses in Brave Fencer Musashi. That's how I think of it.
That's good. That is fair. I was going off of Bionicle Gen 2.
I don't know Bionicle lore. I'll just nod.
Yeah. Let's just say that Bionicle G2 didn't really exactly have the most creative ideas for creature and character names.
So underneath all those bones was a big bone. You might just say that he's the biggest boner we've seen in a while. Not the biggest boner we've seen on these streams. That would probably go to the dragon boner that we fought in Ninja Gaiden Black. But this one, you know, not too bad. Also, his name's Gog Magog, which just sounds filthy. It sounds like what you do after you huck to a spit on that thing.
What am I fighting for?
I hate myself for making that joke.
Oh, jeez. Shadow Dragon, do you just have some sort of weird story to go along with everything Ari happens to say?
Speaking
Not
of Insomniac,
complaining,
my
just-
favorite was on Twitter where it was at the end of May, and they said it's at the it's the end of May. I can't tell what that what came after May.
I think it's a Spider-Man joke.
Oh. Oh. I get it. I love that kind of humor. It's not often that's the end of May. Usually it's the end of Ben. We've been having a lot of May Parker deaths in recent incarnations of Spider-Man. But for a while that was like a big no-no. You could never kill off Aunt May. They centered a whole... They used the fact that Aunt May is not allowed to die in the comics as the entire focal point of undoing Spider-Man's decades of marriage to Mary Jane. See, they pulled a gambit, knowing that, not an X-Men gambit, but like an actual gambit, knowing that Aunt May is never allowed to die in the comics, unless it's an alternate universe. So, of course Aunt May wasn't going to die there. Instead, the reader's patience for Joe Quesada's bullshit died there. And they said it with the meme, "Why are you booing me? I'm right." The "why are you booing me? I'm right" joke, I like that it's, like, the meme version of it is, a different context than how it was originally presented in the Eric Andre show, but it works in its own way. Because, the original context of that, of the "why are you booing me? I'm right," in the Eric Andre show was, like, Eric Andre was, like, I haven't seen the episode. I haven't seen a whole episode of the Eric Andre show. I've only seen clips. But it's like him saying, like, people are talking about New Year's. I'm thinking about 2 years. 2 more years of Obama, baby! And then Hannibal, like, the crowd cheers, and Hannibal interrupts him and says, "No, it's 4 years. He's not gonna quit halfway through." Then the crowd starts booing, and he says, "Why are you booing me? I'm right!"
Well, you know, in Ari's defense, Mega Man Burger...
in my defense, I never said anything about No Way Home. I just said in recent incarnations.
Yes.
I said One More Day, not No Way Home. You ended up spoiling yourself there, my dude.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. You want some fish sticks? Oh. I don't think
The adversary has entered my castle. Excellent. He should be...
Oh, we knew it was a joke, Mega Man Burger. At least I knew it was a joke.
Here, I knew you were part werewolf, but I didn't know you were part gay fish. This wolf guy can get it, by the way. Yeah, his name's Volf, because, all the good werewolf villain names were taken. Shapeshifter side, yeah, that makes sense. Also, canonically, in my opinion, I am not a shapeshifter myself, but as someone who is gender fluid, why would a shapeshifter not be gender fluid or gender non-conforming? And also, why would they not be pansexual?
You know, that was the thing that I even thought of when I was, you know, coming up with ideas for the 13. I was like, you know, Amalgamus being the actual, you know, shapeshifter of the Primes. I'm thinking, like, dude could easily be gender fluid or non-binary.
Yeah. That's what they did with Morph in X-Men 97, to my understanding, was they like low-key made him gender fluid. That's a lot of good questions. The answer is I can't give the answer because it's a species secret. It's a secret to everyone, as they say in The Legend of Zelda.
But yes, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find me something to munch on.
Okay.
I'll be listening, though.
All right. So what you're saying is, what level of species secret are we talking about here? Are we talking, like, you know, are we talking like Krabby Patty secret formula level secret, where it's so well guarded that there's duplicates of the secret just in case someone manages to steal the secret, that like the duplicates are made to make whoever steals it think that their kind is the secret ingredient. I'm going back to food. You can tell I'm hungry. And yes, I have eaten today. I had an Impossible Burger and I had a turkey sandwich. But I want pizza. Meanwhile, since Ryu's in Italy, and because I decided right now that Ryu likes bad puns, even though he basically has no personality in Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2, apart from standard ninja stuff, I decided that when he encounters these minions ganging up on him, ready to fight in the middle of Venice, he's going to say, "You want a pizza this?" Also, I'm pretty sure that the Twitch integrations with Vignon should be fixed now. I haven't actually looked at any of them playing out. It's just I forgot to update Vignon last time, which is why the speen didn't work properly. Although speen's not going to work on my 2D model anyway. Ryu if he was a dad/uncle. Yeah, unfortunately, even though Ryu canonically does settle down at some point, settle down as in get married, not as in give up the ninja life, I don't think he ever has a kid. I don't think he's had a kid to this day in the Dead or Alive series, which canonically takes place after Ninja Gaiden's timeline is done. I'm making a lot of assumptions about Dead or Alive lore when I haven't looked into any of it. I just know that Ryu is canonically married to his love interest from the NES games, who was retconned in later Dead or Alive stuff to be Sonya from this game. But Sonya was a codename / pseudonym that she was using on this specific mission. Her actual name is Irene Liu. And also, apparently, he runs an antique shop in the Dead or Alive events. So unlike Vegeta, who's also a proud warrior who eventually got married but never really properly settled down, he actually has a job instead of just mooching off of his the wealth of his wife. God, I just imagine, like, if Vegeta were to do something for a paycheck, he would, like, start a dojo, and it would be like Cobra Kai, but a million times worse. I say that without having seen a single Karate Kid movie. But, like, you know, him trying to train average humans, not understanding the differences, not properly understanding the differences between his elite Saiyan biology and the average human. So all of his students are just massive disappointments to him. Also, I know I have to go through that window, but I'm going down here because there's some stuff down here. Inukoma's Notebook, March 18th. I go forward with resolve, knowing that death surely awaits me. My fate shall be no different than that of the brave souls who lie at rest beneath the plains at the foot of Mount Fuji. Countless swords plunged into the ground to serve as gravestones as at this, the graveyard of the Black Spider. March 25th. I fight not for justice nor for evil. I only refuse to deviate from my destined path. April 2nd. I find it hard to believe that a man as powerful as Master Genshin would allow himself to be treated as a pawn by the fiends. While it is true that our clan is distantly related to the fiend bloodline, I cannot help but wonder if it is proper for us to assist them like this. I am as close to an apprentice of Master Genshin as anyone in our clan, and the more I learn of him, the more he puzzles me. April 13th. I do not agree with the elder Koshimaru. Koshimaru may have the inner eye, but the Master Genshin that I know is not afraid of anything. He is confident in his vast power. Nothing can faze him. April 15th. I found Hachijuro collapsed on the ground after suffering a grievous injury. I forcibly fed him the last of my herb of spiritual life. I hope that he might survive, just as I know that he may not. Just as I know that I may soon suffer the same fate. April 16th. What poor fortune. Attacked from behind by a lesser fiend. Though they lack intelligence, they make up for it with their irrepressible ferocity. It appears to be instinct for them to attack humans. This is fiend territory. I know that something like this could happen at any time. It pains me to know that I will leave this world without even laying a finger on the Dragon Ninja. I'm beginning to lose all the strength in my hands as I continue to write, not in this diary, but in my secondary diary that contains all my actual thoughts, which at this point consist of, oh dear God, it hurts!
Now that's funny.
I try. I often fail, but I try.
That's just funny for me to come back to. Like, as soon as I walk in the door, that whole thing goes off.
My dearest son, Melpert, and my wife, Grinelia. I have only this to say to you as my dying words. Ah! Should I get fish sticks and see if Walgreens has Tostinos at midnight? Depends on whether you're talking about Tostitos or Totinos. Those are two different things that you've mashed up together. Totino's is the pizza rolls, whereas Tostitos are the tortilla chips. That's the correct answer. The pizza rolls, so Totino's. No. Yes. I mean, you know Totino's pizza rolls are great if they have an advertisement made for them by, I was about to say Bill and Ted, but no, it's very much two real people, Tim and Eric. I imagine that if Bill and Ted had a line of pizza rolls, they would be called something like Wild Stallions Kickin' Hot Pizza Rolls, dude. And yes, the dude would be drawn out in the way it's spelled. It would have like 3 to 5 U's.
I mean, I think only one of me is bad enough.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you.
I mean, I don't understand. You're talking about me, but you're not talking about me?
No, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. Not you, though. You.
Who's on first?
Yeah, we basically just made our own Who's on First bit. We gotta rehearse this sometime, not just improv it. I didn't even have that planned as a bit. It's just stream of consciousness, baby. And I keep underestimating my ability at improv. Surprise, motherfucker. Yep. They surprise motherfuckered me threefold. Oh, baby, a triple, as the line goes. I don't know where the line is from, but I've heard it. Ah, there we go. Finally got enough Life of the Gods. You know, speaking of the broader Ninja Gaiden franchise, I've heard people, you know, with the news that we're getting in Ninja Gaiden 4, and, you know, the shadow dropping, or as my cousin Cobalt Rogue so eloquently put it, Izuna dropping of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, makes me wonder, and a lot of the fans wonder, are they going to do a Ninja Gaiden 3 Black, since they've already got Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, but even that's still not a very good game? Like, Ninja Gaiden 3 would be the hardest one for them to make a definitive version of, because Ninja Gaiden 3 is an inherently flawed Ninja Gaiden game, whereas, like, basically nobody likes Ninja Gaiden 3. The rest of the Ninja Gaiden fan base is split on whether 2 or 1 is better.
Fuck.
And I can tell you, I've seen a lot of debates about whether Ninja Gaiden 2 or Ninja Gaiden 1, specifically Ninja Gaiden Black version of Ninja Gaiden 1, is better. And I can tell you from my experience, just comparing Ninja Gaiden Black to OG Ninja Gaiden 2, because that's usually the point of comparison, there are those that are like diehard supporters of Ninja Gaiden Black being the superior Ninja Gaiden game and the pinnacle of the modern Ninja Gaiden IP, and there are those who are wrong. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, I'm in the minority opinion that Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is the best way to play Ninja Gaiden 2. The OG one's just bullshit hard. Like, not even the fun kind of bullshit hard like Dark Souls. It's just like constant spam of projectiles that you cannot possibly dodge in time. Everywhere. Like, oh, you thought the dogs were bad enough in Ninja Gaiden 2 Black? What if the dogs could also throw exploding kunai? And what if they weren't the only enemies that could throw exploding kunai, because the regular enemies can throw exploding kunai too? Basically, the biggest threat in Ninja Gaiden 2 OG version isn't, like, a particular enemy type or, like, a particular stage hazard. No, it's just the exploding kunai that gets spammed fucking everywhere. No kidding, not helping fighting those enemies on water in Venice. Yeah, because the water combat sucks. And you also have to fight that worm boss we talked about earlier that was cut from all future versions of Ninja Gaiden 2, because even the Ninja Gaiden 2 diehards thought it was a terrible boss. I would say that, like, everyone's in agreement that Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is also better than Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 due to cutting out the statue fights. But then I'm like, I've seen this one guy who, on each of the patch notes and, like, bug report threads on Steam for Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is, like, giving a list of demands for what be added in the next patch, and one of them is always adding back in the statue boss fights from Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and everyone always shoots him down saying, no, that's fucking terrible. It's okay that there's less content in this version because the content they took out was bad to begin with. And nobody liked it. You just think that because it existed, that means it must be good. No, it was bad then, and it's bad now. You're gonna go sit in front of the heater. Stay warm, Kier. Luckily, it's been warming up around here today.
Yeah.
Warm enough that Olive got to go on 4 walks instead of just 1 or 2.
Aw.
You
Don't
just say
know,
Black
Kier.
2 is better because you missed the bloody dismemberments. Yeah, the censored blood and gore of Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 is also really weird. The great philosopher Dagra Dai roamed the ravaged land, detached from the destruction he saw about him. Wandering while lost in thought, he stumbled to the bottom of a deep, dark pit and found himself staring directly into the eye of the Archfiend Vazda. The horrible light of the Archfiend's gaze burned into his forehead. When Dagradai awoke, he found himself cursed with a third eye and a horrific epiphany. The human philosopher was no more. Reborn as the infernal priest Dagradai, his ferocity and wickedness nearly matched that of the Archfiends. With his newfound strength, he forced the 4 fiend rulers to do his bidding. He dubbed them the 4 greater fiends, and took the throne to rule over them. Thus began the era of the infernal priest. As it is written, so it shall be. Amen. That's your church service for today, since it's Sunday.
So Dagradai was corrupted.
Not by capitalism, though, by the Archfiend. And sadly, there's no spies in this game for him to escape to. Oh, and he's still around. He's, we're going to fight him at some point. I say at some point, it's at the end of the game. You joke about, like, the corrupted by capitalism line, but you look at him and it's like, he kind of looks like Rasputin. Sorry, Rasputin. Lover of the Russian queen.
BRB, gotta wash my hands because I just ate a very soggy pickle. Don't take that out of context.
I'm just gonna sit here and snicker. You keep setting yourself up for these, JKR. It's not my fault. You do this to yourself.
Hey, all of you.
God damn it, they surprise motherfuckered me again.
I hate all of you.
I hate all of you, but especially... I hate all of you, but especially Shadow Dragon, but especially Shadow Dragon. That's what JKR is trying to say here.
Yes.
You gotta put that stank on Shadow Dragon's name. And he responds with a little, like, happy woo face. He knows what he did, and he's proud of it.
See, I could just abuse my mod privileges.
But you've been instructed not to do that.
Yes, but just because
Multiple times.
Yes, but just because I've been instructed doesn't mean I probably won't do it because it's worth it.
You want to get a 1-week suspension from the channel? Because that's a good way to do it. You made your bed, you must lie in it.
Like I would actually do that.
Your oddly soggy bed.
Wait, what?
You were talking about soggy pickles.
Impressive that a puny human
Anyway, time to fight Volf.
this far is worthy of praise. I have prepared a venue befitting their duel to the...
You bonked me so hard that you knocked off the top half of my body. Thus is the power of the Corone bonk.
We will fight on the sacred battleground of the Colosseum.
So we're in Rome now? Is Venice in Rome? Are they near each other than both being in Italy? I'm no geographist. That's the reason I didn't win the geography bee in 6th grade. Although I did place high enough to represent my grade.
I don't like sand. Coarse, rough, and irritating.
And it gets everywhere. Not like you. You're soft and smooth. What, are you saying that to, well, granted, Elizabeth isn't here, but are you saying that to practice your riz? I had to choke that out of me.
I'm referring to what Shadow. I was making a joke to as a comeback to Shadow.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Shame on you.
Joke's on you. I have no joke's on you. I've committed too many sins to feel shame.
And with that, I'm gonna go AFK for a moment because I gotta check a few voicemails. Apparently, I've got like 5 unlistened to voicemails on my phone, and I gotta clear them out.
Well, listen to your voicemails then.
I'm about to.
Do it. Don't just talk about doing it. Do it. I would say he's making Shia LaBeouf disappointed, but why would we want to make a cannibal feel happy? Well, then being a bit covered in snow in Chapter 10. Yeah, the attention to detail here is great. Like, I also like how Ryu stays covered in blood if he gets splashed with it for a good while until it, you know, eventually phases off of him. But I also like the detail that, like, if he's using katanas especially, like that, he'll swipe the blood off of them before sheathing them, which is an actual practice that you're supposed to use with swords, especially katanas, because keeping the blood on them when they're sheathed can make them rust. It's the reason why you see that as, like, the final thing that samurai do in a lot of anime and movies before they move on from their current duel. And it's also why that's a gameplay mechanic in the Onechanbara series, because well, also because Onechanbara is just kind of a kusoge series. That didn't take long.
No, it didn't. It was like most of them were just fucking reminders for my orthopedic appointment tomorrow morning. Well, not tomorrow morning, but tomorrow afternoon. So I'm finally getting this hand of mine looked at.
Good.
I'm tired of not being able to have a firm grip with my left hand. It's so difficult to do anything, you know, any of the fine detail work that I do with my figures when I'm just trying to, you know, hold something steady long enough to unscrew a screw or a bolt.
I don't know why I thought it was Paul Lighting that voiced Volf. I just remembered it's Fred Tatashior.
That's probably what gave you the Megatron vibes as well.
I love how he's playing it up like he's a wrestling heel. I love that. Well, technically a face in this case. I don't know much wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's his scythe.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. The Hero Forge model I made, trying to evoke him is very off. Like,
Well, I mean, you didn't get much of a good look at him first, before you got to make that model.
yeah.
Think of it as an interpretation of him instead of like a one-to-one recreation, given that you're working within the limitations of Hero Forge.
Well, it's not just that. I'm like, for one thing, is that I've got the scythe in the wrong hand.
Well, he swaps what hand he's using, because he's got 4 of them.
Because the thing is, I put it in, like, it's on the right side. Like, I had the scythe in the correct side for that scene right there.
Like, you see, like, right now, he's holding in the other hand. He's ambidextrous.
Yeah.
I would say ambidextrous, but no, he's like quad-dextrous. He's got 4, he can use all 4 of his hands equally.
Yeah, but it's also the fact is I didn't give him the loincloth that he has there because I didn't see it.
Well, now you can add it. And also, now we got the scythe. I get to go full terror of death on these guys. I still need to take a picture of my .hack GU Volume 1 autographed by Yuri Lowenthal that Furrit got autographed for me. I keep meaning to take a picture of it. It's right here behind me. It's just, I keep forgetting to do it.
Well, do it.
I got it in the mail at the same time I got my copy of Doom for 32X. And I took a picture of Doom for 32X just for the I'm doomed joke. And I didn't think to take a picture right in that moment, also, of the autographed .hack GU. Probably because I'd have to do extra work on it to blur out my IRL name.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not blur it out, because that can be undone. I would do, I would black it out and make a destructive edit, so, it can't be undone easily. Sonya, you can't just shoot innocent bystanders. Most of those people weren't even in the fight. Then again, she does work for the CIA, so it's on brand.
Yeah.
Ryu's just gotta hope that that his hand doesn't get tired. He's been doing pull-ups just for this moment. He knew the day would come when he would have to ride a very long distance hanging onto a scythe dangling off of a helicopter. Anyway, remember Rachel?
Yeah.
This is her level.
Of course I remember. Oh, jeez.
And she gets to actually kick some ass. The city of the fallen goddess, the tranquility restored by Ryu's efforts, is shattered by the reappearance of the archfiend of the underworld. A beautiful demon hunter descends amidst the skyscrapers, stalking the foul creatures that now infest the city. Fighting her way through the endless hordes, she attempts to restore peace and order once again.
Now the question is she wearing the same damn outfit she wore in
Yes.
Ninja Gaiden?
Also,
Oh my
remember
God, is it
this guy?
Baphomet?
Not Baphomet. He does have a name. I just can't remember what it is.
I just said he's a Baphomet. I didn't say his name was Baphomet.
He's one of the greater fiends from Ninja Gaiden 1. I just can't remember his name. Starts with an M, I think. Also, she's got a new Warhammer. And she's got a gun now. So she can actually do ranged combat.
Hello? Beautiful.
She's mine.
I know she's yours, but I'm just looking.
Ryu never would have left a fiend behind. It's like they're swarming up out of the depths. What was that? Something's out there.
I love the delivery of the, what was that? Like, like you can tell that Tara Strong was only brought in for a little bit, given that this was an additional level for Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. And they didn't bring her in for very long, given that she only appears in this level.
Yeah.
And also, given how a lot of these kind of productions work, she probably didn't get to see the context of the lines that she was reading, so like instead of a what was that, it's like what was that, like it just sounds funny to me.
Yeah.
You'll love it more when she wears the Demon's Vacation skin. Oh, I've seen the Demon's Vacation skin. It's an outfit that she got in, I think it was Dead or Alive 5 last round. I think, because I just bought Dead or Alive 5 last round while it was on sale. I'm trying to get into Dead or Alive by getting versions of each Dead or Alive game. I didn't pick up Dead or Alive 6 along with it because I only had money for one or the other. And I decided if I'm going to get one or the other, I'm going to get the one that people don't hate.
Let's see. Don't mind me. I'm just looking at my Pokemon cards right now, just kind of thinking about what cards do I need to finish the decks.
Okay. But yeah, I need to try and unlock that Demon's Vacation skin, just so I can witness Rachel in that specific skin in the beauty of Unreal Engine 5. In here, it's required after being a certain amount of missions and chapter challenges that being a Master Ninja rank, I believe, is 10. Yeah, I think it, if I remember correctly, it's get Master Ninja rank on 10 challenges in the challenge mode. Instead, out of all the things that they didn't change in Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, it's disappointing that they didn't change the mission mode. Because, like, in the Xbox 360 original, that one had local co-op. But in every subsequent version, you're partnered with an AI partner who is incredibly stupid. And even in this so-called definitive version, they didn't just add back the online multiplayer. They just kept the CPU partner who is utterly incompetent. Not like Sheva from Resident Evil 5 incompetent, but like in a fast-paced action game like this, you want someone who can actually help you out and who you don't have to babysit. In fact, the only version of Ninja Gaiden 2 after the OG version that had any form of co-op was the PS Vita version, but it was only for people that also had the PS Vita version of Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. Because, you know, so many people outside of Japan owned a PS Vita and a copy of Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. And yeah, seeing that glistening ass in the Demon's Vacation outfit in the rain, I have screenshots of that from photo mode. I'm not surprised. I'm also not surprised that one of the most popular mods is, for the Steam version at least, is to just make that her default skin. Because it's like, it's Rachel, the sexiest of the Ninja Gaiden girls. I will not hear otherwise. Well, hear otherwise, it's just you're entitled to your wrong opinion. In something that barely counts as clothing, but also looks kind of badass in like in like a 80s like Urutsuki Doji or La Blue Girl kind of demon design kind of way. Where it's like barely anything's covered, but it still looks cool. Hey, Chuck. I'm late, but I'm her, you filthy clods. I'll get it. Is that a My Little Pony thing? Because I noticed you brought up a little bit of shared My Little Pony interest with, I believe it was Fur at one time. I don't know. I stayed the hell away from that. Mostly because I didn't have the Hub Network. No, Steven Universe? Oh, I haven't watched Steven Universe because I didn't watch Cartoon Network during that era because all I watched was Adult Swim because I was too busy. As I said earlier, and as I'll say again for your purposes, Chuck, because I like the way that I phrased it, I was too busy flunking out of college to watch 2010s era Cartoon Network. Peridot? Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing I know Peridot from is, like, a video of, like, the original version's now no longer up, but the original version was, like, Peridot spinning around and around on top of a toilet while it plays the carousel theme from Super Mario 64, and then, like, she starts spinning faster and faster, and it starts playing, like, Through the Fire and Flames. And then she just spins so fast that she, like, warps through time and space.
Yeah, buddy. Yes.
My biggest exposure to Steven Universe has been through a series of YouTube poops with absolutely no context for any of the original scenes, which I think makes it even funnier. From the same guy that gave us Fesh Pints of Blair, which is where like half of my redeems come from. If you want to look up those Steven Universe YouTube poops for yourself, they're from the YouTuber Krobo, Krobo Productions, and it's 3 of them. They're called Steven Juniverse, Steven Juniverse Tooniverse, and Threven Juniverse. And no, it's not making jokes about like Judaism in an anti-Semitic way. It's just like it was a good punny title. It has nothing to do with Judaism. The most we get is like a brief bit of Steven saying that he's Jewish, and like all of a sudden he spawns a beard and a yarmulke, and then it disappears instantly because it moves on to the next gag.
Oh, jeez.
Which most of the gag for that episode has nothing to do with that. It's just a lot of it is just like the giant woman song, except instead of wanting to see a giant woman, he wants to see a vagina.
Oh, jeez.
And then the part I love, where the goat he's riding, like, makes a robotic-sounding goat bleat, and then leaps off the screen while the pitch, like, increases as he leaps. The sequel's funnier, because, it includes one of my favorite gags. 2 of my favorite gags, actually. One of them being, like, whoever it is, one of the crystal gems tells him to come outside because there's something he needs to see. And it's like the sun is about to crash into the earth, but it's the sun from Teletubbies, so it's like the babyface sun.
Geez. Oh,
and like Steven throws a frisbee at the babyface sun, the baby starts crying, and then it explodes.
Oh, God.
And then, my other favorite gag from that one is, like, just post-credits bit of, Steven Universe's dad saying, check this out! And then he bends over and starts blowing himself.
Oh, jeez.
And you don't see him do it, you just hear the sounds of it. Goku Dark. Yeah, I think it was Amethyst that, told him to come outside. I can't remember. I haven't seen those YouTube poops in a while. I've mostly just seen the check this out clip from, an out of context bit from, Jabroni Mike's streams, where he was watching YouTube poops, and that one broke him.
Oh, jeez.
Good thing she still
really
got her
is.
impossibly long grappling hook. She's the most chaotic character from that show. I'll take your word for it. I haven't watched it, not because I have any problem with the show. It's just like I just haven't gotten around to it. Haven't had easy access to it.
Yeah, I've never actually seen it. I don't think I've ever seen an entire episode myself, but I've seen, like, the clips on YouTube.
I've also
Like,
heard,
general,
you know,
like-
Thew's metal version of Giant Woman from the Megatronia review,
Oh, jeez.
which he sings while putting the combiner together.
I forgot he did that.
Yep. It's easy to forget that, even though Thew comes off as, like, you know, from the kind of music Thew makes, you would expect him to be, like, you know, an uber macho metalhead, but no, he likes, it's like, oh yeah, he reviews Transformers, and he's just an all-around jolly guy. So of course he would watch
right.
Steven Universe.
You know, it's also funny because the fact is that what's his name? Like this, the reason why I bring this up is because I just
He's
can't
getting
remember the
married
guy's
soon?
name.
Oh my god, I'm so happy for him. I haven't gone around to watching his
Nice.
latest video yet because it's no longer in my recommendations because YouTube's recommendations page sucks. I could just look it up, but that would require typing. And unfortunately, I like to watch my YouTube videos on my laptop instead of my desktop. And the latest Windows 11 update broke my keyboard on my laptop, so I have to find a way to roll back to the previous version.
Ah, shit. But yeah, the voice actor who did Optimus in Robots in Disguise 2001
Neil Kaplan.
is going to be at TF. Yes, thank you, Neil Kaplan. He's going to be at TF Nation in the UK this year, and I was just
Nice.
like, "Oh, come on! Why can't he be in the US?" Watch, I say that when TFCon Chicago actually. Hello.
I just remembered this this Greater Fiend's name. His name's Marbus.
Ah.
Very that sounds like a shitpost name I would come up with.
It doesn't matter. You'll never find him.
Everyone's least favorite Optimus voice?
Now go back to the underworld where you
That's what he himself says.
Oh.
He refers to himself as the George Lazenby of Optimus Primes because he only got to play him the one time.
Yeah.
Very well. Show me what you can do.
Are you gonna keep sending goons at me? Are we gooning tonight? Or are you gonna fight me mano a... I was gonna say mano a mano, but... Rachel, in case you couldn't tell by a few very big indicators, is not a mono.
Yeah, I see two very big indicators right there.
Also, I just realized that... mono a mano doesn't mean man-to-man, it means hand-to-hand.
I'll be right back.
I remembered that not because of any Spanish lessons I've taken, but because of the movie Manos, the Hands of Fate, whose title, you know, translates to Hands, the Hands of Fate. To be fair, it's kind of hard to top Peter Cullen and Gary freaking Chalk. Yes, exactly. Especially since he came, like, right after both of them and right before, another good one-off, which was, David Kaye. But unlike, Neil Kaplan doesn't get the respect he deserves for playing Optimus, because not only did he only get to play him the one time, his one show's not legally available. You know what? Gun. I cast gun. Yet, I hope they can get the rights issue sorted out in time for the release of, the Omega Prime. Because it would really suck for, you know, the thing that they did a big 40th anniversary, pre-order campaign for to be for a show that you can't even fucking watch without going to dodgy third-party sites. Like, part of me has thought about, like, before I settled on making Transformers Armada Bridged, which I'm planning on actually editing some more of that soon. So stay tuned for an episode sometime this century.
Yeah.
But like before I settled on Transformers Armada as the target for an abridged series, I thought about doing RID 2001, if for any reason, just to see who copyright claims it, so we can finally know who owns the rights.
Yep.
But I'm like, that's too much time and effort, and it would be like it would involve getting a lot of people together for something that is just an elaborate ploy that they would probably not be interested in.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the Statue of Liberty's crying.
No.
Tears of joy, I hope. Then again, she did just lose the only man who ever loved her, Alexei. Remember him? The one who was uncomfortably touchy with the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, right.
The Flying Fortress, Daedalus. This fanged fortress of the Wolf Beast The fanged fortress of the Wolf Beast toppled. Ryu and Sonya leave his twisted arena behind, taking to the skies in search of Elizabeth. In ever northward, she is carried on wings of darkness, borne through the skies by the flying fortress Daedalus. She must be stopped, but the army of Genshin, sworn enemy of the Hayabusa clan, stands between Ryu and his quarry.
Elizabetha, oh, be still, my shadow heart.
Not Elizabetta, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry.
If you're gonna redacted word that I can't say without getting banned on Twitch for a character, you need to know their name. We could do a one-shot like TFS's Attack on Titan Abridged. Okay, but Attack on Titan Abridged wasn't supposed to be a one-shot. It ended up being a one-shot because they got legal threats from the company that makes Attack on Titan. Like, they're not even allowed to discuss why, like, what went on behind the scenes as part of it. Or what their plans going forward were. We just know that Taka's still mad about it all this time later. I always love this chapter, along with the Venice chapter. There was a bit that I can't remember whether it was included in Black 2 or not, but in the OG Ninja Gaiden 2, when, like, Sonya gets a rocket launcher and starts mowing through the guards with it, you can hear over the intercom right before you see her, like, "There's an intruder wielding a rocket launcher! All soldiers to alert! And, oh my god, she's hot!" Or something like that. These must be some shoddily built, turrets if they can be blown up by a single arrow. Yeah, it's still in this game? I must have just missed it then. I guess you could say she's so hot that she was burnt to a crisp. Don't worry, she's still alive. This is a prequel. She can't die. We didn't know it was a prequel at the time, but we know that now. A prequel to what? Dead or Alive, not Ninja Gaiden. Technically, it's a prequel to Ninja Gaiden now that... Well, I gotta look up how the NES Ninja Gaidens tie into this, given that Irene Liu, who is also supposed to be the same person as Sonya, doesn't know Ryu in the original Ninja Gaiden. I say original Ninja Gaiden as if that doesn't count the arcade game. God, Ninja Gaiden's confusing. People talk about Kingdom Hearts having confusing lore. Try to figure out the timeline of fucking Ninja Gaiden. The Switch does not respond. That's because the Switch is currently unplugged because I ran out of outlets for it, and I haven't been playing any Switch games lately. I'm also one of those freaks that only uses their Switch in docked mode. I don't play it handheld. Tactical Ninja Team. I love that. Do not use explosives on the plane. Dear God, for the love of all that is holy, do not use explosives on the plane.
Ouch.
Speaking of things that are holy, those guys are probably full of holes now. Would you say that they're holy? I'll be here all week, considering that there's only one day left in the week.
Well, I mean, I think the week is over, dude. Because, judging by the calendar, Sunday is the first day of the week.
Yes, but by my stream schedule, Monday is the beginning of the week.
Fine. You win this round.
Remember, I'm always right, except for when I'm wrong, which is never. I always love fighting tactical ninjas the most in this game. Yeah, I like fighting, like, pretty much any instance in like, these games so far. I've liked when, like, the fights against Genshin are another good example. Basically, pitting Ryu against, like, someone with a similar fighting style to himself. I like that a lot. I wish they did it more. And so humble. I mean, you think you're pure and righteous. You think you're pure at heart? Well, I know I'm a million times as humble as thou art. I'm not Amish, though. So I'm not the pious guy all the omelets want to be like on my knees day in life, scoring points for the afterlife. But I will say, don't be vain and don't be whiny, or else, my brother, I might have to get medieval on your hiney.
Are you talking us? Are you referring to an Amish paradise?
Yes.
Thought so.
I was gonna say, like, you know, the Amish paradise being like the location where most of the Amish communities are, but I don't know that, so it just felt like saying Connecticut. I don't know why Connecticut sounds right to me, even if it isn't. I know nothing about Connecticut, other than what I've learned about Connecticut from Flork of Cows, which is that Connecticut is apparently like the Brazil of the United States. I do not wish to drink the Connecticut water.
How many times
I know
did you
that's probably
say,
not accurate to anything about Connecticut, and I don't know why Flork chose Connecticut. But it's funny that he chose Connecticut.
See how many times Arikado can use the word Connecticut in a sentence.
Nah, I'm done.
Oh my fucking god, they looks like they got Blackout on their team.
This doesn't look anything like Blackout.
I'm talking with the blades on his back for a second there. I thought it looked like Blackout.
Oh, I see what you mean now. The way that they're laid down is similar to the way that his propeller blades fold down his robot mode.
Yeah.
It also depends on which Blackout you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because as is the case with many transformographizers, the names can be reused for completely unrelated characters. can and tend to be reused for unrelated characters, prior to the evergreen strategy, of course.
Yeah, like, right now it seems like Blackout is being given to the name, is a given name for any particular bots that, you know, are Decepticons and have helicopter alternate modes.
You want to talk about, like, the most arbitrary use of a Transformer name to retain the trademark on it? Remember the time that we got our first new Grimlock incarnation since G1, and it was a construction worker?
Oh, yeah.
Like, not even anything dinosaur related, it was just part of the build team, I believe.
Right. Yep, he was one of the build team.
I don't know, I didn't get to see much of RAD 2001 because I was always at my dad's when it was airing, and he would always be, he would always have us be, like, constantly busy on Saturday mornings, and would only allot me so much time to, as he put it, watch my comics.
Your dad is weird.
Yes, my whole family is weird. Myself included.
I'd say they raised you right, but, you know, I know that's a controversial opinion. Or is it? I don't know.
Oh, there was a crystal skull inside the control mechanism. You know, very commonplace to find crystal skulls from my experience.
Yeah, right.
And to go back to the point of my family being weird, as weird as the great lyricist and philosopher Alfred Yankovic has taught me, being weird is okay. As long as you're not weird in an illegal way.
Mm-hmm.
Or in a creepy way. Don't. I know what you're gonna say. Don't.
What? What was I?
We're being nice to. We're being nice to ourselves tonight.
Oh, I was just gonna. I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even gonna say that, honestly. I mean, I am a creeper because, you know, I tend to blow up when I'm close to somebody.
This just in, JKR is a creeper. Goes off of my joke from last night of you think his name is actually JKR.
That's a nice everything you got there. Would it be a shame if something were to happen to it? I'm pretty sure you don't get the reference, Ari.
I don't, but I understand the threat. All I'm gonna say is,
what are you gonna
stinky,
say,
stinky Mr. Fuck.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, I'm out of jokes for tonight. I peaked multiple times already.
Well, don't peek then.
I'm trying not to peek. That's why I've got that. I've tried to make my audio settings such that I don't regularly peek the mic. That's what the compressor filter is for. And the limiter. And I've got the pop filter to make sure that I don't blow your ears out with my plosives.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, have you ever seen a nuclear armadillo before?
Can't say that I have, no.
Just curious. Totally not leading up to something.
Confirmed enemy attack. Coolant valve activated. Core temperature still in the green. And code orange. This is not a drill. I repeat, threat level increased. Code orange. This is not a drill. All TAC teams, you are cleared weapons free. Use of explosives authorized. Terminate the intruder with extreme prejudice.
No, you shouldn't terminate someone with prejudice. That's wrong. You should terminate them for legitimate reasons, not just because you are prejudiced against them. With using the scythe here, spamming 360 scythe on Ninja Gaiden 3's Razor's Edge is overpowered, which is what most top-ranking players use from my scene. Yeah, and most top-ranking players tend to, like, find a good cheese strat and then make that the basis of their entire playstyle. I've noticed when it comes to Ninja Gaiden. Like, Ninja Gaiden's more limiting in its combos than something like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta is, down to, like, how stiff the inputs are.
Considered extremely dangerous. It's time to take the fight to them. They want war, they get war.
Now, play nice.
No war today. Aww. Okay. Yay! I still need to get, like, a group of people together, you and Kira included, and have a, watch party night of, the entirety of Clay World.
Yes.
Because that was foundational in my humor as a kid. And so many people don't know about it today. I got excited for a bit when I saw that, it was getting a Blu-ray release on, Etsy. But then I found out that, like, oh, this isn't the first time that, the creator of Clay World has, announced that he's doing, like, a DVD or Blu-ray release of the Clay World series, and every time he's done it before, he just hasn't delivered on, like, what people ordered. And he's been doing this for, like, a decade or so now. And that's part of the reason he just doesn't make anything anymore. Because he's just, like... you know, people don't like him anymore. I was like, I was completely unaware of all this drama. And I was friends with the guy on Facebook, and that's probably why. Because, you know, tends to be a pretty insular space. I just know that apparently, like, if anyone asked him about, like, the orders that he kept on taking for DVDs and Blu-rays that he didn't deliver on, he would block them.
Oh, jeez. He was that kind of person, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yogenta's Notebook, March 23rd. I've heard that Master Genshin will take the lead in today's attack. My resolve is thus strengthened. It is time for the hated Dragon Ninja to pay for the humiliation he has caused us. Joe Hayabusa, you will die! March 24th. Who is this Ryu Hayabusa? Joe's son? His father may have been strong enough in his day, but to think that such a stripling... What the fuck is a stripling? I'm gonna have to look that up later. Could be a dragon ninja is simply laughable. March 31st. The fearsome Rasetsu and the powerful Gyuki of the Dark Sect have both been slain. If he defeated those monsters, then that young Ryu, evil as he is, must be worthy of the title of Dragon Ninja. The Dark Sect do the bidding of the Black Spider Clan, cloaked in shadow. Could it be that they aren't as fearsome as they look? No, I doubt that. They are born and bred berserkers. That is quite the added alliterative appeal right there. Did the young ninja just get lucky? No, not yet. Not to my knowledge. I don't know about Ryu's sex life. April 11th. Apparently, the tactical ninja teams that were deployed to the Aqua Capital have all been executed. Serves them right for relying on firearms. April 22nd. I have received word that Koshimaru has perished. I find it hard to believe that he, the possessor of the inner eye, could fall so easily. Although he was a man of logic, it seems now that his talk of the inner eye was just a stack of unproven theories. I, Yogenta, shall show my comrades what it is to be a true ninja of the Black Spider Clan. April 23rd. I have failed you, my brethren. Goodbye. May the Black Spider Clan flourish for eternity.
Oh, jeez.
I was waiting for the punchline. Oh, God. What do you think the elevator music in the Flying Battleship Daedalus is? Given that these are servants of the Greater Fiends, do you think that it would be appropriately hellish elevator music? And by that, I mean any elevator music?
Probably.
Like, that's the thing about hell that people are unprepared for. They think that if they die and go to hell, they're going to hear, like, an eternal playlist of, like, death metal or, like, you know, all sorts of badass stuff. But no, it's just like elevator music on loop. Remember, it's supposed to be a punishment, not a reward.
Yeah, right?
Feel like there's probably something secret hidden around here. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I love how the blood splatter stays on Ryu and a lot of his weapons for a while. Really adds to the visceral feel of the combat. Like, good, impactful combat isn't just down to, like, everything looking like it hits hard or, like, you feeling like your attacks do a lot of damage. It's also down to, like, the visual design of it, the way enemies react. Like I said, the way Ryu stays blood splattered for a while, since there is high pressure blood spraying everywhere. I feel like there's probably something in here in Ninja Gaiden 2 OG version that was taken out of Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 and therefore didn't carry over here. There's a lot of places like that in Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, but I'd have to play them back to back and compare notes to confirm that. And that is something I'm not willing to do right this moment.
I was gonna say, it's like, who's got time for that anymore?
You underestimate how much free time I tend to have when I'm not, you know, throwing up or doing schoolwork or streaming or sleeping or being distracted by just the dull malaise of day-to-day life.
Yeah.
There's your nuclear armadillo.
Oh, jeez.
I sure hope we don't have to fight a nuclear armadillo. That would just be awful.
You want to fight it, don't you?
I know we're gonna fight it. I know, because it's one of the cheapest motherfuckers in any version of Ninja Gaiden 2. Because when it dies, it explodes, and if you don't instinctively know to block the explosion rather than dodge roll out of it, you die in one hit.
Oh, jeez. So even if you kill it, you still have to worry about the aftermath.
Yes, and it's the only enemy in the whole game that has that kind of one-hit kill after death. Enemies explode after death in this stage. They introduce that much to you, but they're not that lethal. I feel like that was more than 10 seconds. Then again, I haven't been keeping a track on the timer.
Nope. Oh, look at me, I haven't either.
We just lost half the plane. How are we still flying? Because we still have half a plane left. Duh. You know, it's not often that you can hear an intercom announcement say protect the armadillo and it not be a joke. Or like not part of a comedy bit. I remember that happened to me in Master Ninja here, but it didn't instant kill me, thankfully, and it only died at half health in IEKY. Huh. I think that might just be one of those oddities of Master Ninja difficulty where it likes to fuck with you. As is the usual wont of Team Ninja.
Yeah.
Be careful with that. You don't want to bring her down quite yet.
Trust me. Someone killed
It's been too long since we've seen Elizabeth, so here she is.
Calm yourself, Elizabeth.
Yes.
I will handle this.
I want her coat. That looks like a nice, comfortable coat. Also, I like that it's both blood pattern and rose pattern.
Yeah.
Or at least I think it's rose pattern. I don't know. I don't know flowers.
Nah.
I'm not a flowerologist.
I think the term you're searching for is botanist.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I'm an expert on bots. To some degree. What are you scheming? What are you scheming to get revenge on me for that? There we go. Oh, just a coffee? Okay. That was underwhelming. I was expecting you to, like, be meaner than that. There we go. Now I'm satisfied. You could have blue balled me, but that would have just given more that would have just given Shadow Dragon more thank you, Shadow Dragon. Speak of the devil and he shall redeem a head pat. I was going to say that would have just given Shadow Dragon more fuel for dirty jokes. And you're lucky that Coffee Pot's not here.
Yeah.
Then you would have been double teamed.
Nice, a horse.
Not a horse, Genshin. So a spider.
Yeah.
A spid.
Young, how many times will you stand in our way?
Time for a rematch. And I am getting out my dual katanas. Because I do not trust using the... I did not mean the tonfas. I do not trust using the scythe on him.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her.
You're right, I did not hit her. I haven't fought Elizabeth yet. I'm gonna hit her eventually. So yes, I am going to hit that.
He's mine. You've already claimed Rachel.
Haven't you heard of a harem? I kid. Just like I allow you to ogle Rachel, I am just appreciating beauty when I see it, not actually pursuing it.
Okay, that's fair.
I say allowed to ogle like a person can be my property. We have laws about that that say that you're not allowed to have people as property unless they're in prison. Ah!
What is a man?
Raid from Saber Raimu. Hello! Holy shit, let me get the appropriate face for this.
How about you?
Saber Rainu raided my
Still
stream
getting
with
used to
36
the
viewers.
Life 2D model. There we go. There's the appropriate reaction. The shocked face. Thank you so much, Raiders. Hello. How was your stream?
Welcome.
What were you playing? Can we get a shout out to Saber Raimu in chat?
Is that something I can do?
Yeah. Exclamation point SO.
Okay.
Wanted to support another Eldenwood streamer? Hey, Eldenwood represent. We were actually just getting ready to wrap up here, so I can
Oh, shit.
note exclamation point SO lowercase and then Saber Raimu's username.
Yeah,
You were playing Project Zomboid. Okay. I don't know where I've heard of that. I feel like I've heard of that before. I don't know. We were just getting ready to wrap things up here because it's been about 3.5 hours. Actually, no. We're gonna fight the armadillo first. Then we'll wrap things up and send us off to another Eldenwood streamer. But yes, I'm Arikado. Let me reset my expression. I'm Arikado, gender fluid, half vampire, half elf, cyborg, VTuber. I'm a variety streamer. I play all sorts of stuff with an emphasis on the 3 pillars of my usual streaming categories, which are either action games like Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, those kind of games. Marathons / retrospectives, where I focus on a single series, like I've been doing with Ninja Gaiden recently, and like I need to get back to doing with Metal Gear, and like I continue to do with 3D Sonic, and utter trash. Just like famously bad games, or like famously just funny bad games. Because I like to consider myself a connoisseur of trash.
Connoisseur? What the hell is a
Connoisseur.
connoisseur?
Someone who's very sure that they con people.
Oh, jeez.
I'm usually joined by my friends. This time and most times it's JKR, one of my best friends. But I have sort of a rotating gaggle of I want to say gaggle of idiots, but that's too mean. We're being nice tonight.
Well, I mean, I am an idiot.
We're all idiots in our own way. But yeah, I'm also a voice actor, and time for the block. There we go. On this coming Saturday, we're getting some people from the Transformers Earthfall cast and crew together to do a watch-along, my first time watching, of the fan series Transformers Earthfall, where I voice Knockout. Everyone's favorite gay transformographizer. Everyone's favorite gay icon in Transformers. Knockout, reporting for duty. I don't usually talk like that to Megatron, but fuck it, I'm improving. But yes, that is where we are going to end Ninja Gaiden 2 Black tonight. Thank you for the raid. And I'm going to send the raiders and my darling batlings over to someone else from Eldenwood after we get out of the void. Void.
Void.
And yeah, let's see. Let's hope that the raid actually goes through this time, because last time it just kind of had a I don't know what you would call it, just kind of had a conniption and wouldn't send the raid through. And then crashed. Because I tried to raid them, I tried to raid her last night, but it didn't go through. I'm gonna try it again and see if it works. We're gonna try and raid Brat Dragon Girlfriend. Let me get that typed up. Brat Dragon Girlfriend is a fellow Eldenwood member and is playing Minecraft.
Excuse me.
There we go, it went through. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to JKR for joining me tonight. Thank you to Saber Raimu for the raid. I hope all of you keep Brat Dragon Girlfriend company. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Keep an eye out for the schedule in the Discord or on Blue Sky. And until then, with all that out of the way, unpleasant dreams.
Well, we're the boys of Chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Good night, everybody.